It's May 6th, 2009.
And this is Idle Thumbs 28?
7?
6,
5,
4,
3,
2.
and this is the final countdown.
Idle Thumbs. Games, video 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 games.
It's May 6th, 1316.
And this is Idle Thumbs 27. Oh, and I'm Chris Remo.
Oh, I'm Nick Brecken.
And I'm Jake Rodkin.
Nick is always so enthusiastic to ape whatever I say.
Yeah.
In an enthusiastic way. Anyway, also, we've got here Steve with us. Fuck! Well, today we have Steve Gaynor here, who's hot scoops and we like him.
Alright,
I like you guys too.
We've got Steve with us, who is Hot Scoops.
Hey, man.
This
Why would I
episode
deny it?
beamed
Yeah,
live
Hot Scoop.
from another land.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
anyway,
is the grammar episode.
it's true. That's what they say.
I'm happy to
Steve,
be here.
you emailed me today and said you had an idea for how we could get an idea for how to do this episode.
Oh, I think, yeah, in that email I said we should look at our mail to see if readers have any ideas for how to do this.
That's a great idea. Let's
Episode.
look at the reader mail.
All right.
See what the reader mails us. So, our first one is from Nick Bredon, who writes, Dear Idle Thumbs, you should do an episode that consists entirely of reader mail and baboos. Sincerely, Nick Bredon, sent from Bangladesh. The signature says, Nick Brecken, editor, Shack News Limited. So, that's a good idea.
Thanks, Nick Bredon.
That sounds great.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
should do
agree.
that.
We should do that.
All right.
All right, so let's.
It's a little off-the-cuff episode here.
That was some productive reader mode.
Yeah,
I know.
I know.
man,
we
pretty
were
smart.
moving right on to the next one. The next one is from Jake Rodkin, who writes, Is Hot Scoops on this week? If so, I have a question for him. Hey, Scoops, you said Nick wrote something on Shack News today. Any thoughts on that? Bird noise, Jake.
Wait, does he mean Nick Bredon or Nick Brecken?
Oh, I meant Nick Brecken, editor, Shack News Limited.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was an awesome thing I read, and it involved the former EA Redwood Shores.
Yeah.
Care to tell us about it, Nick Brecken?
Yeah, no, what is this? You guys were laughing about it earlier. So I
Yeah,
wrote
Jake
in.
is the only one that is not in the know.
Redwood Shores renamed themselves to Visceral Games today.
Is it EA Visceral Games? Or
Nope, just
it's just
Visceral
Visceral
Games.
Games.
EA Redwood Shores?
Yes.
Well, not
Yes.
the whole building, but just the specific
Right.
team.
Oh,
Yeah, the
That,
Sims
like
are
the
not
development
Visceral
team
Games,
that, yeah, right.
but-
The
yeah.
team that made Dead Space and is making Dante's Inferno
Yeah.
is now Visceral Games.
Yep.
So,
I mean, it's nice that they're naming themselves something that isn't EA Redwood Shores.
yeah,
Too bad they went with "It Will Blow You Away."
games.
Games.
The productions.
The, like,
It is visceral.
The press release about it was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Something about it's in our blood and DNA.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
It's in Our Blood is actually in the logo for their
right,
studio.
yes, yeah.
It's the
It's in
slogan.
our blood.
Visceral
It's in the
Games.
game.
It's in our
blood.
yeah. I hope that says that at the
Yeah,
beginning of all their
it's
games.
in our blood. They get the
EA Visceral Games. It's in our blood. That'd be pretty sweet.
They just get the EA Sports guy
Yeah,
to say
exactly.
it for them. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Well, party pooper. Yeah, I don't know. On that note, speaking of the Visceral Games guys, I have to bring up. I think pretty much all you. I think actually I've seen it. The spot from the Jace Hall show.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, when they went
Yeah.
and they toured
Yeah.
the Dante's
Yeah,
Inferno.
this shit is just like a double whammy.
Yeah,
to
no,
come
yeah.
within days
Coming
of each
within
other.
days. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it was the video that validated your hilarious like repeat dumping on that game a little
Yeah.
bit, maybe.
I feel
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
justified
or
now.
completely.
If you haven't seen it, you can look it
Yeah,
up on YouTube.
I was kind of I felt a little guilty and was shuffling around when you were dumping on that game, but then I saw that video.
It's got tits.
Yeah,
Oh my
the
God.
video was pretty outstanding. Just
Yeah.
they went and they visited them, and there was like an executive producer who was doing the like, you know, well, it's inspired by the poem,
Right.
and we really want to explore the
yeah, but that
themes
shit,
of,
you really just want to blow everything up.
We made it badass.
Yeah.
It's got gore. It's got boobs.
Yeah, the EP on that
the
game.
poor girl sitting next, like between
Yeah,
the
there's
two
this
guys,
female producer in between
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
three
she's-
people in a row on this couch talking to this web show. The executive producer who kept talking about how it's based on the literary masterworks, and then the lead, then the lead, the lead gameplay designer, just gonna be like, and it's got tits, like who?
Yeah.
And he was like. He maybe thought he was being a little ironic or like showing off.
I don't
but I don't think but he
I
wasn't.
kind of got that feeling too because Jace Hall is like that,
right? Like,
Except that they have,
but what it actually was doing was just pulling away the veil of what is actually happening.
Yeah, because it was either staged and it was kind of like a vaudeville comedy team thing,
right?
Because the lead designer the lead designer kept the lead designer just kept interrupting, and like when the guy was talking about the poem, the lead designer just interjected and was like, whatever, nobody's read that, maybe we looked at the cliff notes, there's blood and tits, that's what we want. And it's like what? And then the executive producer's like, well, but and it was just like hilarious.
The thing that made me think it wasn't a setup is that there was that other producer in the middle who didn't really know what to do. Right? She was just kind of hanging out and kind of like occasionally she'd tack on a writer to the end of a sentence or something. But
sadly, she unfortunately had to be the person that said that like the breasts in the game were tasteful.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah,
and then the other day I was like, boobs are tasty was the reply.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So that happened.
Dante's Inferno. So it's
also
probably visceral.
Whenever you think that it was sort of an act, they would then start showing concept art of like
the lust minion.
The lust minion.
Right, the lust minion.
Yeah. Anyway, the lust minion.
Yeah, which is a naked woman with a sort of gory orifice on the middle of her torso, like, and the footage they showed of like the studio visit was they were looking at the model in like 3ds Max or whatever, and you could see the vertices on it and everything. The lead designer was like, make the boobs bigger, and then the executive producer were like, no, we want to be tasteful. Like the artist was pulling on his mouse to make the boobs larger and smaller.
I don't even think I noticed that part.
Oh, really? That's right after.
So
I might have obscured the video with an IM window to talk about the ridiculousness of the video.
I never went that far.
Yeah. As I got about a third of the way through, I was already sending it to Jake and being like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. So it either confirms all assumptions or is like a brilliantly straight-faced piece of self-parody. It's kind of impossible.
Who thinks that's rad though? Like who? You know what I mean? Like what? Audience?
What you mean the unironic version or the ironic version?
Either one.
The unironic version is probably the millions of people who are going to buy it,
but
and
if
they're
it
the ones
shows
that
up and it
think
actually
that's
is an
sweet.
adaptation of the epic poem, and this video is just like, that would be pretty sweet. That
would be amazing. I'd give them credit for that.
It won't happen.
It's not going to happen though, so it doesn't really matter. So I mean, whatever.
So amazing thing. I don't know. I don't quite understand what the Jace Hall show is. Like, it's just like a little.
Just Jason Hall hanging out, I guess.
Studios.
Yeah.
He's funded by Sony Pictures, and so he does a lot of stuff with like Sony-owned studios and PlayStation stuff. And, but I mean, ostensibly, it's like a multi-platform thing. But he ends up doing Sony stuff pretty much every episode. It seems.
I see. Yeah. Like Sony movies or specifically like PlayStation stuff.
So he did that episode he did with Sony Pictures Television and then Sony Online Entertainment. Yeah. And
so he's just a web show that they're just making ad money off of or whatever.
I guess so. Okay. Yeah. I don't really know what the business model is, but I assume that's what it is. It's a strange thing. I don't really know of anyone else doing that.
Yeah.
And
he was the founder of Monolith Studios and stuff.
Exactly.
Just like crazy. So anyway, any more reader mail?
I'm sorry. Just on that note, it was interesting actually because
the only one
they went to Monolith, and it was interesting to see because he was talking to Craig Hubbard, who is the I guess main creative director at Monolith, and I guess Jason Hall picked Craig Hubbard to be the designer on Shogo, and so I thought that was an interesting just little tidbit. Not that it's relevant to anything we were talking about, but just I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool because Craig Hubbard's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah,
and it was interesting to see that little piece of knowledge.
Yeah, it's out there. Weird. Yeah, a weird turn of events.
Yeah, it is.
15 years later, or 10 years later, however.
Yeah, probably good. At least 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what else do we have here. Jake Rodkin writes. Jesus. Dear Chris, I remember
did that guy write 2 this week?
Yeah, this guy, Jake Rodkin, wrote 2 emails. Dear Chris, I remember you saying you were playing Zeno Clash and wanted to talk about it. Is that true? Keep it up. Love the cast. Jake. P.S. The Wizard. P.P.S. Let's also talk about Chinatown Wars. All right.
Well, which do you think we should talk about first?
Well, Zeno Clash, because he asked about it first.
Yeah.
We've got to stick to the reader mail this episode.
Okay. And then the Wizard. And then
the Wizard.
All right.
And then a great cast. Or
I think the Greatcast comes before the Wizard.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right.
So Zeno, we definitely haven't gotten to the Greatcast yet.
No,
yeah. A Zeno.
Yeah. Steve and I actually played several hours of this, sort of trading back and forth over the weekend.
Yeah, we were over at my place.
Yeah.
Handing a keyboard and mouse back and forth.
Yep.
Punching weird creatures and men and women.
Xenos. Actually, I don't think they are.
You were clashing with Xenos?
Yeah. I'll mention. Remind me. I was reading like on their blog, and the weird thing is that like that universe was created in prior like mods and stuff. Like,
I read that.
Yeah. I didn't know.
So yeah. This is what I found out is that the Zeno and Zeno Clash comes from the word Xenozoid, which is the name of like the world that it all takes place in.
Yeah. Crazy. That
it has like backstory.
That kind of reminds me of the Gravity Bone, which is Gravity Bone is technically a subtitle to Citizen Able, which is a bunch of mods that Brennan Chung used to make in like Quake 1 Quake 2 and stuff. And this one doesn't really have anything to do with them in a meaningful way, other than it started out as kind of part of that series, and eventually it's diverged so much that it was sort of its own thing, but he still kept that name on there.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, Zeno Clash in the here and now is this cool game that's made with the Source engine, and it's being distributed on like Steam and other download services.
Direct to drive.
And
nice.
It's basically a first-person brawler like arena fighting game set in this really weird, crazy-looking world that was made by a really small team. It's like an independent game.
Yeah.
And
it's like an independent game.
It's similar to one.
But is it an indie game?
Yes. So anyway, yeah. I don't know about you, Chris. No, you pre-ordered it like before it came out.
I did.
Whatever.
I got it for $10.
I waited until they made a demo, and I played the demo because you know, like I don't know, I was kind of unsure of it before that. Like it looked incredibly cool, but you know, like, and from the gameplay videos, it looked like it could be fun. But then when I actually played the demo, I was like, shit, I have to buy this. And
then you did.
Yeah. And I played it, and it's really great. Have you guys played it, or Chris and I the only ones that have played it?
I played it for like about 3 seconds at IGF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like maybe halfway through it.
Yeah.
You played for an hour and you're halfway through?
Maybe I'm more like 2 hours, and I don't know. I'm like
I've played it for like, well, maybe, I don't know how far.
My time logged was 10 hours.
Yeah.
By the time I finished it.
Mine'll probably
be. Feels like I'm halfway through.
Well, you wait for the twist.
Yeah.
There's some. There is a twist.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh. I've heard there is.
Well, because it's got
spoiled me for the twist.
Oh, there's a twist.
There is a twist.
Yeah,
but video game plot has a twist.
Yeah, but it's a very linear story based thing. Like, you know, it's chapters, and you just kind of progress forward, and then have characters that follow you around using, you know, like the Half-Life friend. Yeah. You know, characters that'll walk around and say things to you and stuff, and then there's story segments in the middle, and it's just really, really unique. You know, like it's this fantasy world that isn't high fantasy or like familiar in any way. You know, like how would you describe it?
Surrealist element, like I would almost say like French surrealist fantasy stuff. Like it's there were a bunch of adventure games that made in Europe, like in the late 90s,
were closer to this
that
style.
Were kind of closer to that
like
style,
what?
but. I don't even. There weren't ones that I personally played, but I remember being like writing for Adventure Gamers, seeing just like crazy looking screenshots of stuff like that, but it's an actual, you know, it's a full on like completely realized real time 3D game, and it's actually I was talking about this with Steve and I talk about this a lot actually, just generally speaking, this being at least to us a really attractive scope of game, that's really creative. It's a full 3D game. You're in the game. It's got all of the kind of trappings of what you think about when you think of kind of a full-scale video game.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has kind of the touchstones of being like an immersive game.
Right,
you know,
exactly,
like you inhabit a fully environment that surrounds you.
A fully realized world, yeah, exactly. And but it's not. You wouldn't classify it as AAA in terms of budget or production values or anything. It's not. It doesn't cost hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. It doesn't need.
It probably costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Really, you think so?
Yes.
I read you got only like 3 people.
Well, the like creative team are 3 brothers that founded it, but in the credits there's probably like 12 people I think that were involved. So, you know, just as far as paying those dudes and equipment, But, you know, anyway,
but it doesn't need, you know, it's not going to need to sell 1 million fucking copies to break even.
I mean, it's not going to go to retail at all. You know, like
I think it is in some markets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was looking that up today actually.
Oh, I didn't know they were even going to box it.
Yeah, I think because they have a publisher.
Oh, that's cool.
In some regions.
In Russia and stuff, or
I don't know. The name of the publisher was
because I saw something on their website that was like they were going to be published by 1C or something like that, but I assumed it was for digital distribution. I didn't see that.
They have another publisher also. Then that's
sorry, I could be wrong, but I thought that I saw they had like an Eastern European or a Russian publisher.
Yeah, but in any case, they're definitely pushing download as the main venue.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I really like it. I think I've seen some people criticize it for being a little repetitive in terms of gameplay, and I can see where they're coming from, but to me the mechanic holds up pretty well. Yeah. And I mean it's not much more repetitive than
a first-person shooter.
Where you're basically just firing bullets at guys the whole time. But they do a really good job, I think, of continually messing with the environments and putting you in areas with different color tone and different architecture and
also just different dynamics in each level. Like they follow a very similar strategy to a first-person shooter campaign where the core thing you do doesn't change, so they keep it interesting by having the spaces shaped in different ways, or having sort of special case setups where in this part there's a guy that perches up on top of this thing and throws these weird objects at you and you have to deal with them, and it's sort of special gameplay that surrounds the core mechanics and really keeps it interesting. I think they did a great job of that.
I agree, yeah.
They kept surprising me with, how is this space going to be set up and how are the enemies going to act that's different from the last time.
Right.
And yeah, they went really far with that in some cases. They're introducing that whole torch mechanic. There's a part where you have to keep a torch lit to have light around yourself, and then but it's not as simple as that. They add on different kinds of enemies that react to the light and the fire in different ways and stuff like that. Yeah. It's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's a good game. I would recommend it.
It also has a very brisk introduction and a really, I think, well-paced tutorial. Especially for gamers. The thing I'm sort of finding out that I like about indie games lately is that they don't, take the, they don't have production value, so they don't have cutscenes and bullshit before the game actually starts. So but more than that, I think they did a good job with sort of getting a lot of the crap out of the way and just sort of getting you into the game, which was fun.
Yeah, there are a fair amount of in-engine cutscenes in Zeno
there
Clash.
But
and I was kind of disappointed that you can't skip them.
Same.
Well,
especially after I saw a bunch at your house, and then went back and had to watch the same ones at my house.
Yeah, I would love to play the game through again, but sitting through some of that stuff, especially the tutorial stuff, will be kind of tedious. But you can, I guess you can skip chapters if you're replaying, as far as skipping tutorial stuff.
Maybe with a game that was clearly as sort of spendthrift as that, they felt even more attached to the cutscenes, that they'd be this was so much of our budget.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Just a bad call.
But yeah,
or a good call.
The coolest thing about it, I mean not the coolest thing, because obviously the mechanics and how you play it is awesome, but the visual style of the world and the characters really
a pretty big selling
is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so unique from anything else. The architecture has real world touchstones. They have a lot of architecture that's influenced by Gaudi, the Spanish architect, and it's cool to see unique points of view in a game that I actually want to play, because you see so much of the same stuff so often.
No, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah. So
I think Steve and I would recommend it. Nick.
Yeah. Nick would recommend the tutorial, and I would recommend that I get it and play it.
Yeah. Sweet, I would recommend it highly.
Cool.
It's pretty hard. That's the one thing.
There are some pretty hard parts.
Yeah, and it defaults to hard mode as opposed to normal mode just when you start the game. So if it starts kicking your ass, go into the options and put it back to normal, and it'll still kick your ass sometimes.
Normal's the lowest though, so
yeah,
it's pretty hard. Oh man, so it's fast food style with medium, small, medium, large, extra large.
Yep, pretty much. Except they're not fucking around, because normal is not very easy.
Right. So
medium is not very medium.
Gulping down a medium. Yeah. Anyway.
So one thing that Jake also wanted to talk about was Chinatown Wars.
All right, that was in the PPS.
Wizard, but I think we covered that by saying he wanted us to talk about the Wizard. So Chinatown Wars.
Yeah.
by
the sound effect that you're going to splice in while you're editing this.
Maybe. Anyway, Chinatown Wars. Jake, you had some opinions about this last week, or we didn't end up talking about them.
I had opinions. I
hadn't played as much.
I haven't actually gotten a chance to play it since last week, but all I was saying about it was...
have all you guys played it?
I have.
A little bit.
You've probably played more than me at this point. I only played the first few missions.
Yeah.
I haven't even touched it, so...
Chinatown Wars, I guess what it made me realize more than ever before, what I really like about modern GTA games is the city and exploring the city, and just sort of the the Visceral Games feeling that I get.
Oh man. Signature EA Redwood Shores.
Yeah, it's in my blood. But just like I really just enjoy driving the car around and sort of seeing the place, and you know, occasionally doing missions, but like the jumps and the unlock new areas, skulking around in alleys and stuff.
Yeah, and just being in the place.
Chinatown Wars, just sort of by its nature as a DS game, can't support that sort of level of fidelity. Like, it has a complete city and it's all 3D and it looks amazing, and it does sort of like harken back to the old GTA style games, but all that I've done so far, at least, even though I've tried to fight it, is just play the old classic Rockstar, chase a dude and kill him,
right? The
pizza delivery guy, or you know, find this person and drive them back to their house. And I mean, I don't know if the game gets more than that, but I think what I said last week was that it sort of does feel like it has the sort of stripped down gameplay. It has like the stripped down gameplay of the old games, but the sort of taking yourself really damn seriously narrative of the new games. And those are the two things that I'm not. But so I don't know what you've played it more than me. So I want to hear.
So even if you try not to do missions, you just can't find other things to do in the city.
I mean, there's other things to do, but there's just in terms of I didn't feel like like, I'm sure that if I got in a vehicle, maybe it has the other sort of taxi style missions or whatever, but you can't I was unable to just derive fun from wandering around and seeing the sights, because there's no sights to see because it's a top down DS thing.
Yeah.
And I had sort of, for some reason, expected that wouldn't be as cut as it was.
The city overall is kind of a little bit bland. I don't know, from just driving around, I haven't played it a whole lot either, but it just seems like a lot of the buildings aren't very distinctive. When you're going from point A to point B, you don't see
the limitations of the DS showed themselves more in my play experience than I thought it would, even though it's super impressive and surprising that much of a GTA game is on there.
No, it's impressive.
Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like the same layout as Liberty City in GTA 4, right?
Yeah, basically. It's just scaled down.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just thought I read that.
Yeah, it's basically the same layout. I've been playing it for... Actually, I beat Henry Hatsworth finally, and
congratulations!
Believe it or not, I beat the fucking even harder mode because I had no other games with me on my flight to and from the UK. So
you knocked it up a notch
out of myself. Yeah,
Jesus.
So I'm fucking done with that game forever at this point. But after that, I moved on to GTA, Chinatown Wars, and I started out feeling the same way you did, Jake. And now, actually,
am I going to be proven wrong?
Well,
am I going to be excited?
You won't be proven wrong on the vibrant nature of the city, which is definitely, you know, low poly DS stuff. I mean, it's definitely, you're only ever going to see it from the top down. You're not going to get that sense of walking around the city and being in the city. But one thing it does have is it actually, you're right that it sort of does have that more modern era GTA kind of somber story, but it's actually, it says it's written by Dan Houser or Sam, whichever one is the writer, and some other guy, but it feels like it's pretty much just written by another guy, because it's actually a lot less of a kind of, there's a lot less gravitas going on. There's no, like, your character is always sort of being just kind of a goofy guy in his response, and then other characters, unlike most video games, will actually respond to what you said instead of just ignoring your goofy, like, snark statement. You know, in most video games, the main character is like a snark machine, and then, but other NPCs don't really like frequently actually respond to that. Yeah. They just say whatever they're already saying.
Right. Yeah, it's like in a sitcom or whatever when somebody says something that's patently hilarious and no one reacts.
Right. Mm-hmm. In this game, depending on the character, they actually will respond to what you say, and it makes the game feel a few levels lighter. Like,
that's cool,
as opposed to just having it be GTA 4 with a wisecracking guy. Like, it's just more of a lighter tone in general. But anyway, the main thing I actually haven't been even doing that many missions. I did a bunch of missions, and now I've basically just been doing the taxi shit, because it actually really does feel a lot to me like GTA 2, or 1 for that matter, but 2, because 2 is 3D, where you're just kind of driving around this city. The handling is really easy. You're just barreling over shit and kind of running around, and the drug minigame is surprisingly fun for me, because it persists
that's the thing that I've heard
the
most frequently. And it adds, like the Dope Wars part of it is really good.
And it adds a lot because those guys are everywhere. So I mean, if you're just driving around and doing taxi shit or whatever, I mean, you will just run into those icons on your map, and you can do more.
You will just see a junkie wandering around on the street.
It's a GTA game. So, and there's so much. One thing that's
can you sell drugs to a hooker, then kill her and take the drugs back?
You know, in this
then
game
it's GTA.
It's funny in this game you can't. Drugs only exist to be traded among dealers. It's entirely like a dealer economy. There's no
because you're a supplier, not a dealer yourself.
Right. You never come in contact with actual
you're a professional
users. Yeah. The only irritating thing for me so far really is that there are so many goddamn police in this game. Like this city is fucking full of police everywhere.
So it's the opposite of GTA 4?
Yeah, sort of. But they compensate for it by actually having the escaping from the police be a really seamlessly integrated minigame.
That's actually really that was something that I did really enjoy. Where you can make them run into a wall, like in the tradition of classic car chases, or just crash them off the road.
It feels like taking them down in Burnout. Like it feels like a simplified version.
Yeah, or like
of the Burnout
it gets
takedown
sort of like
mechanic.
Spy Hunter style or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
that is really good.
And you can actually
so you have your star level, and then beneath that is icons of how many cop cars are chasing you, and then they get a big red X through them and sort of go careening off the road.
That's awesome.
And if you eliminate all the cars, you will lose your star rating. Yeah. As opposed to having to
that's what caused it to start blinking down.
Right. Well, yeah. And as opposed to having to like literally just evade them for some amount of time.
Right.
And
or to get out of a radius like in GTA 4.
And it makes it a much more active experience, and it also allows you to like it's good that they did that because every time you get busted, you lose all your drugs that you have on you, and that's pretty devastating at times if you're really into it. Yeah, I know. And so the fact that there actually is a fairly concrete mechanic to get out of getting away from cops, and unlike in GTA 4, there was a pretty concrete mechanic, but it always felt like I was cheating the game.
Yeah,
like I would just drive to some weird place and sit there.
Yeah, it was always really disappointing in GTA
minute.
4. Just like you see the circle sort of recede. It's like that's.
Yeah, these cops are idiots or something. Whereas the one in Chinatown Wars is so preposterous, it's literally just like total all the fucking cop cars.
Right.
Like, but it feels like you're actually doing it. You know what I mean? It feels like you're actually achieving that goal.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it works really well. And you want to do it because you want to keep your fucking drugs. So,
All right, well, I guess I need to enter the drug dealing and supplying aspect of this game, and then it will...
And I guess my final thought on this game, this might be a bullshit observation.
Probably.
To some people, but... I kind of wish it actually wasn't on the DS. Like,
bullshit.
Like, I kind of wish they had just made this exact game and just put it on like Steam and Live Arcade and PSN and stuff.
Just a sort of slightly more arcadey and slightly more flip GTA game.
Yeah, like if they had just made a throwback GTA game.
Yeah.
And
well,
honestly,
I mean, that's the one reason that I haven't bought it is just because for a number of reasons I don't really like playing games on the DS, like because I never
for some reason
just because I don't have a commute, so I don't have any practical reason to play it on the DS.
I'm not one of those people who can stand like in line for something, like on the
the DS though for some reason is the home of this style of game though, of like we're bringing back like this is a popular franchise, so we'll boil it down to its core mechanics. Yeah. And then put it out on the DS. At least Nintendo did that a lot.
Yeah, they have done it a lot. Yeah. A lot of companies have. I mean, Space Invaders Extreme.
Yeah.
But Space Invaders Extreme is coming to Xbox, which is cool.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But yeah, like...
Even with Mario, I mean...
Yeah, New Super Mario Brothers, Phantom Hourglass, Mario Kart were all just like best of core mechanics boiled down into one game. Yeah.
And I don't have any reason to play this stuff on a tiny screen, like I'm sitting at home next to my big screen TV and looking at a 2x3 inch screen and playing it, and it's like uncomfortable to hold it for me. Like it's really not ergonomic. I generally end
up replacing a book with a DS when I'm going to sleep, so it works for me.
I used to do that.
That ends up being such a small amount of time for me though. Like
not your choice.
No, I know it's my choice. I'm just saying, practically speaking, when I mean, I'm the same as Steve. Practically speaking, 95% of the time that I play my DS, it's within walking distance, or like within fucking eye shot of my TV or my big PC monitor. Like I think it'd be awesome if a publisher actually had the balls to make a cool throwback game like this and just release it for digital download. I mean, I know they're not going to do it on a disc. That's just not going to happen these days, but just at least release it on the bigger platforms. Like, I think that would be really fun. And honestly, based on the sales of Chinatown Wars on the DS, like, maybe that wouldn't have been a bad idea.
As an
but I mean, the thing is that, like, maybe maybe they would make it like a WiiWare or Xbox Live thing down the road, because they took the PSP games and put them on PS2.
That's true.
So, but I'm not saying I think they will. Like they would have to change a bunch of the like touchscreen dynamics and stuff. But you know,
by the way, I do actually really like the touchscreen stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that is enjoyable. Yeah. The first time I moved garbage bags out of the way to get a gun out of a dumpster, I was pretty happy. I think a company like Rockstar, it would probably actually be completely physically impossible for them to resist the temptation to not mocap, voice, direct the shit out of everything. Whereas on the DS, they can make this game probably for next to nothing compared to, and even if someone said, we're putting out a GTA game on XBLA, it'd be like, the style guide would come flying out and was like, okay,
right.
Fuck, you can't just have a drawing of a guy with some text at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to quadruple your budget, and then it's not really, the point is gone, unfortunately.
They did, I mean, I know it's totally different, but they did release the GTA 1 and 2 a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I know it's different, but it's...
This game isn't like Mega Man 9.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, then, maybe this would be the ideal way to do it then, would be to be constrained by the platform, and then take that and port it,
do the special edition.
Well, I mean, just port it to download, to console platforms, because then they probably wouldn't go back and do a bunch of mocap 3D stuff. They'd probably just do the bare bones updates to fit the platform and release it, and you'd get to play that thing at home, which would be cool.
I think it's a, and this is going to be a stupid even thing to keep talking about, but I think that it's such a big step up from the 200 by 250 square of the DS, and it's 4x4 pixel textures, to anything, even the Wii, even the iPhone. It would look so shitty.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that I wouldn't play it because it's an enjoyable game, but I just think people would look at it and go, "What?"
Yeah. I guess I think I haven't
looked
seen
at this
it.
game and went, "What?"
Yeah,
I guess I would looked at it and said, "This is on the DS, Jesus!" And it was amazing to me.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe so. Maybe people will say, "What?" Anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm referring just to the sales, basically.
Yeah.
If a development studio had that long-term plan in the first place, it would probably retain higher res copies of all their assets and shit. But whatever.
Chinatown Wars.
Chinatown Wars on the Nintendo DS, recommended by idlethumbs.net. Mail.
So moving on to more mail here. Let's see. All right. So Scott here writes.
Which one of us is he?
So Scott writes in to basically agree with how we mentioned last week, how many games sort of just ape scenes and sequences and tone from film, etc.
This is a great email.
He contrasted that with games that create their unholy shit moments. He says a perfect example is Battlefield 1942. How many times were you playing that and just had a moment where you just all laughed out loud in awe and excitement, etc.? Anyway, he goes on to his question that's more of a response to something we said. Maybe something that I said. Maybe. I forget. He says...
You said it.
It was about how
Nick said it.
Some of these games, like, for example, GTA, like we were just talking about, and... we had another example of a game, and I don't even remember what it is. Oh, Mafia. Coming from non-American developers, but being some of the most prominent examples of games that are set in very quintessentially American locations.
Games about America.
Exactly. And his response to that is that American developers don't create American experiences because it isn't in their best intentions to do so. They know intrinsically what the experience of living in America is like because they in fact live there. He compares it to visiting another country for a couple of weeks or something and having a much more intense, vibrant sort of experience of what that country is, and then being more compelled, I guess, to create works based on it. He says the fact that the Rockstar guys are not from America allows him to make this bizarre yet awesome conglomeration of American pop culture and stuff into video game form. I think it's a valid point, although I would also, I guess my counter would be that
there's plenty of
Francis Ford Coppola, like Martin Scorsese, film noir, all that stuff was born in America.
There's plenty of American artists in all mediums who comment on America.
What I was just saying.
Well, you just cited two filmmakers in a film genre.
Yeah. Because we're talking about those are things that are basically about crime, about the same type of.
I got it.
What was it?
I just didn't want to restrict it to films do it, so obviously games should be able to. I thought
maybe I would just throw out some examples to.
What point were you going to make, Jake?
Nothing. I was just going to say more. I just
Bit of a Zeno Clash going on here.
There's a little Zeno Clash. Nothing. Never mind. Just
what?
People who make creative works in all things, not just film.
Yeah.
From America, comment on America very successfully, and they don't need to be from Europe taking a vacation to America.
Yeah, that's a totally good point.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the same thing as Chris was saying.
It's the reason that you only really see Chileans making really good media about Xenozoid. Because Xenozoidians, they're just surrounded by that. They don't think it's weird. We all do.
But no, I mean, that is what he said is also a totally fair point. And by he, I mean Chris. Francis Ford Coppola makes great films.
Thanks, Jake.
I mean, I've had that same thought specifically about like the GTA series in the past, that it's a really successful satire because it's people looking at America from the outside and doing their condensed kind of vision. All the weird shit they notice about it is
right. It
comes from an outside
totally
perspective. But then the other side of that is Near to Jake. Did you want to say something?
No, I didn't. I just wanted to keep sort of
bobbing your
part
head.
of your sentence.
I guess the other side of that is that pretty much all of the games about Japan come from Japan. And there's a shitload of games that are very much about or kind of completely made out of Japanese culture. And they don't like. Yeah, I wonder if it's really more of a Europe to America thing than just the rest of the world to America thing, because you don't see, for instance, any Japanese games that are about, America or Americanism or any stuff like that, and vice versa.
Does No More Heroes count? I guess it's about Japan to a lot, but it's both.
Yeah, I guess I think No More Heroes is kind of more about like anime culture, in general.
I guess.
But
yeah. Fine.
I would say, I guess, with respect to GTA, about that series, I love the GTA series a lot. I haven't completed all the games, but I've played all of them and I've enjoyed them. And but I would say that I think they might get slightly too much credit for being like really sharp, incisive observers of American culture. Like, I feel like most of it is just kind of like
it's pretty ham-fisted.
Guns are sold in stores and a crazy conservative is on the radio, and it's like
that gets toned down like as the series is going.
Yeah, I know, but I just mean
not the radio stuff.
Not
the radio stuff hasn't.
But yeah, Ammunition went away.
Ammunition, exactly. That stuff got toned down. But I think generally they might. The praise for that stuff might be a bit hyperbolic. Yeah. Like, I think it works well for the over-the-top nature of the games, but I also don't think GTA is saying anything groundbreaking about America.
No, I never really did either.
No, but I think that there's a distinction to be made between kind of the quality or incisiveness of the actual satire and just the fact that was the premise that they chose.
Yeah. I agree, and
I think that's what's the noble part about it is like an American team probably would not have taken that tack in the first place. I agree. And I think that's really intriguing.
I agree. That was exactly why I brought it up last week, because it does seem strange to me.
Yeah, and it makes me enjoy those games a lot. You know,
same.
And I think it's in large part because of how much it is a dialogue between the actual genre, like the things that you're doing, and how they were like, okay, we're making a game about running around a city being crazy, doing a lot of urban violence and everything, and then having the fiction also be kind of like an overblown vision of modern America. It's great because it all makes a nice loop. It's cool.
Yeah, I guess there's Max Payne also.
Yeah,
and the IO games, some of them anyway.
Yeah, well, like Blood Money. Yeah. And I guess Kane Lynch.
Yeah.
Kane Lynch played it really straight. It was basically just a Michael Mann movie, but especially Hitman Blood Money, since it's the first one that they set in America, it has that weird, like, distorted lens.
Sort of, it does, yeah.
Kind of, like the southern missions.
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty great.
And the suburban one was really cool in that respect, I thought. Yeah. Weird.
Outside perspectives.
So what is game?
World gaming. I mean, I say the phrase world gaming jokefully, but on the other hand, I guess last week I was just thinking about the games that I was playing, and it made me really happy that in like one day I had been playing a game from Belgium and a game,
which game was that?
The Path.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I was playing The Path, and you know, like, I don't know, I forget what else, but I was just thinking to myself, it's awesome that in my just sort of standard gaming diet, I happened to play games from all over the world. Like, it was from 3 different countries that were on 3 different continents or whatever, and it wasn't like world cinema where you kind of have to seek that out or be like a foreign film fan. It's just like, hey, games that are all part of the same dialogue come from all different points in the world.
I think it might be the only like major entertainment medium that's actually like that. You can,
and the only reason that is because no one knows where games are actually. I know.
Yeah. Right? And also for some reason, because I think there's a lot less. I mean, we could probably hash out why this is if we wanted to, but I mean, there's less sort of specific cultural, like history that goes with games. For example, if you go to Europe, like a lot of the local pop music in Italy or France or something has a very distinctive sound to it that you wouldn't necessarily expect from like.
But they're all playing Halo.
Well, I mean, the video games are all kind of the same type of thing. Like for the most part, like they might choose a different setting or theme or something, but like the basic way you play the Hitman is essentially the same way you enjoy like whatever else. Yeah, exactly. And so it's
I don't know. I like some of that, like Japanese RPGs and Korean MMOs and things are really distinctive.
I definitely feel
Korean
like
MMOs are maybe an extreme case.
Yeah, but I feel like I personally feel like there's kind of a Northern European style. Like there's a lot of overlap to some qualities of like Starbreeze's games and Remedy's games and IO's games where they're kind of interested in I mean, for one thing, none of them are very fantastical. They're all about like people, games. For the most part. Yeah. I mean, The Darkness had like demonic elements to it or whatever, but they went for like photorealism and immersion. They all have this, I don't know, a little bit kind of like clinical quality to them or something.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But tonally, there are definitely some kind of regional similarities that I feel between certain kinds of games.
I totally agree with that. But you have less of these sort of like accordions have been a big part of our music for 300 years, and so you'll hear them in a pop song.
You can hear Indian pop music, like from song to song and everything. Yeah.
Hopefully 100 years from now, people will be like, "Oh man, classic!" Started with The Witcher, and then just kept going.
That'd
be weird.
Yeah. But I remember what the 3 games were. They were The Path, American McGee's Alice, and Outrun SP Arcade.
Wow. Well, Alice, how'd you end up playing that?
Someone at work had brought in a bunch of games that, I don't know, for whatever reason, they were like cleaning out their closet and they had this huge pile of games, and Alice was one of them. And I was like, I should try American McGee's Alice. I played a couple of hours of it. It was, a video game by American McGee.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
All right. Are you ready for another question from another reader?
A piece of mail?
We have a lot of mail that's just sort of long, rambling stuff saying you guys are cool, basically. I'm trying to find...
just so many emails saying we're cool.
There's one that's a picture of a signpost to a place called Bargo.
That's good.
So maybe we should put that on our website.
Maybe you should also put on our website the sign to a place called The Wizard. That you photographed while we were out the other day.
Right. Did we talk about this yet?
No, we didn't.
I thought you were pausing for him to insert The Wizard.
I don't need you to pause.
Sign to a place called The Wizard.
No, I was waiting for Chris to fucking recognize what I was talking about.
Yeah, I was in London, obviously, a couple weeks ago, and I was meeting Ben, who is one of the other longtime Idle Thumbs guys, and he works at Sony in London, and Steve looks confused. He no longer knows the story he wanted to bring up.
No, this isn't the story that I was thinking of, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's not. Oh, well, whatever. It's a separate story. I think it's funny.
Lots of signs lately.
Yeah. So we were in front of, we were meeting Ben in front of the Sony building, and out in front of the building, there's a huge Killzone 2 ad, and there's just massive, 6-foot tall text that says Killzone 2, you will be blown away. It was with a big Killzone face.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
That's
and so I took a picture along with WrestleMania, who's one of our listeners and who I was hanging out with that day, met up with him, and there's us in front of it giving a thumbs up. So that was a pretty great scenario that played out.
The actual thing I was thinking of was just, we were out the other weekend and we walked past this place called The Wizard Smoke Shop.
Right.
And it was shut down. I guess it had gone out of business, but it was amazing. Yeah. And a picture was taken.
Cool. Yeah. Maybe we should actually take a break.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wizard.
wizard. Thanks, Steve. Wizard. The wizard. The wizard.
Yeah, I retweeted that.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't find it myself, but yeah, it's really cool. And okay, so Nick Brecken writes in to say, did you guys see this Nightmare Mario 64 thing? Yeah, I saw this on Offworld, which is a really cool video game blog for anyone who doesn't read it. It's like kind of interesting game culture stuff. I guess it's a subset of Boing Boing. Yeah. But they linked this YouTube video that was by this guy who, I guess, all of his videos that he submits are like weird glitches and corrupted games and stuff like that from all sorts of different video games. And he posted this thing that he didn't specifically say what the method for getting it was, but it was Mario 64 that was all black and white and posterized, like really high contrast, but with gray tones and stuff, black and white. And it
was like the Eraserhead black and white. Mario, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Eraserhead. I mean Mario. Sorry, I get
it's the Eraserhead Peter Molyneux's black and white.
I mean Mario.
Sorry. I keep thinking of all those.
Right.
I mean Mario. I don't know.
So yeah, it comes up on the start screen and it's all black and white, and the music is different. Like, I guess it's a corruption of the actual music where it turns into these really weird, ominous drone sounds.
And then Mario's eyes start to bleed.
Well, like Mario's head spins around and there's these tones in the background like, and then he goes, "It's me, Mario," and you're like, and then his eyes like sparkle, you know? But it's black and white and it's the fucking freakiest shit. Man, and then he starts running around and is running around the world. And like it's kind of running at a weird frame rate. Well, because it's probably on an emulator, so it's kind of like a little bit jumpy every once in a while. And so he's like running around and then he hitches. And then it's like.
I watched it at work and I didn't have headphones, so I didn't hear the sounds. So
it's fucking part. Key.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see it after we're done today.
It's an amazing juxtaposition. Yeah.
That carnival level would be amazing.
The Nightmare Mario 64.
And and so the weird thing was that I was looking at it, it looked like there was like, I was looking at it closely, it looked like there was kind of like a film grain effect on there or something. And so I thought maybe that actually the black and white part of it was like faked.
TV or something?
Well, no, the guy said he did modify the video.
Oh, did he?
He said
you actually go back to the original YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that comment. He said he had used Windows Movie Maker.
Right.
But so maybe it was just a sound corruption, and then he was like, it would make it creepier if I made it black and white or something, but he didn't specifically say.
I don't know. But you should look that up.
It doesn't matter how it happened.
Yeah, it's a great video. The resultant thing is good.
Yeah.
Anyway, next mail. After that fascinating reader mail from someone.
It was Nick Breeden.
Oh, right. Nick Breeden.
World traveler.
I thought he just lived in Bulgaria. You're the world traveler.
Wait, Bulgaria?
I mean, sorry.
Bangladesh?
Bangladesh.
Where in the world is
Spoiler!
Where in the world are Big Bird's bones?
A warrant.
What? Craig Stewart. I'm going to condense this. I'm going to condense this email down to a very, very short summary here. Basically, Craig Stewart wants to know what we think of collector's editions. So it was about 8 times longer than that, but it's basically what he's asking. What do you guys think?
Well, does he have any thoughts on it? Is he pro or con collector's edition, or did he say?
That
seems like it might be the other relevant.
He sort of just tosses in some kind of back and forth about it. He says, every time I go to reserve a game, it's like $10 more for this shiny thing with the bonus DVD that I'll only watch once. I mean, it seems like he's not thrilled about them, but he's not necessarily like. It seems like he hates them.
God, have I ever even bought a collector's edition?
I have, because I'm stupid. Sometimes,
well,
I get a lot.
I really like.
I don't think there's any reason not to if you want the actual extra stuff it comes with.
Well, sometimes I don't. Well, not that I don't want them, but sometimes I think I will because pretty much every time I've bought, I would say a great majority of the time I've bought a Criterion DVD or some special edition DVD. There's always shit on there that I end up really enjoying.
I would buy Valve's special edition if the developer commentary and all that shit happened to be like part of the special edition.
Yeah, but they give that stuff away for free.
I know, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, But yeah, that's the kind of thing that I wish was in special editions, whereas most of it is.
Yeah, I wish they didn't give us that shit for free.
Well, no, I mean, like,
no. I don't think most companies would, is what I'm saying.
I guess.
I know this one company that gives away free special edition content with every season of episodic games that they sell on their website.
Wait, what company?
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Oh, I think it's the guys who made Zeno Clash. It's some sort of independent studio that lands between
confirmed.
That occupies that middle ground between indie retro and big budget AAA.
Sort of AAA, yeah. I think it's
it's telltalegames.internet.com. No, but they make Sam and Max and all sorts of shit.
It's .museum.
Oh.
I like special editions, except that I think like everyone else here, I like the idea of them more than the actual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I have bought special editions. I know for sure. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I do know why. I bought the special edition of fucking of F.A.R. when it came out because I had recently played No One Lives Forever 2 and I was super psyched. And I interviewed Craig Hubbard and stuff, and it had the special stuff on the special edition for that was a DVD that had a bunch of behind the scenes interviews and making of and stuff like that.
Oh man, you know one hardcore special edition?
Mm-mm.
I don't have this, but it seems like a pretty ridiculous thing. The collector's edition of Unreal Tournament 3 includes like 30 hours or something ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
of
tutorials and stuff. That's
Unreal
awesome.
Editor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like well-produced video tutorials.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Well, that's just like Unreal
seen
Pro Edition, basically. Like,
it's probably like their internal training videos if they bothered to make them at all. I wouldn't be. I mean, because they're just teaching how to use the tools. Right?
It's an external company that produced them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not like Epic staff that's actually
originally
doing...
made for like licensees or something potentially.
I don't really know honestly what it was originally for.
But anyway,
let's all speculate as to what those videos were for.
If you know who made the videos for the Unreal Tournament 3 Special Edition, write to questions@idlethumbs.net.
I think it's 3D Realms.
I think it's 3D Buzz. I don't really know what that company does.
Speaking of 3D Realms, the special edition that I would buy is Duke Nukem Forever with previous builds.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that before.
God,
that'd be great.
That's a pretty good idea.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, special edition stuff. It's always like, it's like if you could buy like the gold Half-Life 2 or whatever, where it's like it includes a box and a shirt.
Right.
It's like it includes a shirt that is probably large men's and a box that is an empty box.
Well, what's getting really out of hand now are
that's not very typical though.
GameStop exclusives. If you go to GameStop.com and look at their front page now, it is just every single game has a GameStop exclusive.
You get an extra mission or like a medallion or something.
It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bought
it's all crap.
I remember the recent thing. I did buy the Fallout 3 Special Edition, not the Super Special Edition that had a fake Pip-Boy in it, but the normal Special Edition that had a lunchbox and an art book. And I think that's and the bobblehead thing. Yeah. It's cool. I like that. I'm glad I have that stuff because that's a cool game.
Apparently our feeling on special editions are if they're lame,
you don't buy them.
Really if they have worthwhile content. I mean, I don't know. One of us could have unnecessarily been ideologically opposed to them just because we like stomping around on the web.
Yeah. The thing about like the GameStop exclusive stuff or whatever, like especially you get an extra vehicle or mission or whatever. Whenever I see that on the website, I go, okay, I'll buy that from wherever I want, and then I'll Google search unlock extra content after I buy it, and I
that's what
put the code in.
Like,
So I mean, I guess what I would say is I like when I feel almost the same about like special editions that have like behind the scenes or video content or whatever, where I don't know if they probably get shut down by legal whenever they try to do that, but I would be fine if I could just see that stuff on the internet and not have to pay for it with a special edition. Like I like that. Well, I like when special editions have actual physical pack-in stuff. I think that makes a special edition worth it if it's something cool. Yeah.
I remember this is sort of related to what you mentioned about legal shutting things down. I was actually impressed when, not that the sales of this game were in jeopardy or anything, but Halo 2, the special edition, like behind the scenes feature, I was really impressed that they didn't edit out like just a whole basically a montage of developers at the end being like, so any regrets about Halo 2? And it was just like a fucking assault of developers from Bungie being like, oh my god, I wish we had more time. Like, if they would have just given us a couple more weeks, I swear to god, like we could have just locked some of this stuff down. They were just like, oh, 2 more weeks, I swear we could have just done it with that. Like it was awesome. Like very specific. Like this is how close we were, and I was really amazed that Bungie actually got that in without Microsoft being like, don't really think that's what we're going to say.
Well, they already bought the collector's edition if they're seeing that video.
Exactly, I know. I mean, and again, it's not like that game wasn't going to sell well, but But I thought that was a cool thing. I mean, it sucks that was the case, but I mean, it was cool that they had that in there to see.
The thing, and I'm thinking of this because I'm looking at your copy of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence right now.
Yeah, that was a great thing.
Yeah, and I'm more conflicted about that, where like they sell the game for $60 at release, and then 6 months later they're like, now we're going to sell the special version, and it's cool if you're not someone who bought the original game on release day. Yeah, and same. Well, no. I did buy Metal Gear Solid 3 before Subsistence came out, but like they're I guess it's mostly Japanese games almost exclusively that do that. But that one always seems like kind of a slap in the face compared to just here's a collector's edition you can buy if you want or not. You know? Yeah.
Yep.
That was an interesting case though, because so much of it was redeveloped. I mean, like at least some of just the camera system and stuff like that was actually a different experience, which is unusual.
And much better, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm glad I waited on that one. Let's see, what do we have here? Thomas Barkus. Oh, actually, this might not make it in. He writes.
Not say we're awesome.
He writes, "Fuck shit, piss cunt."
You're pretty close. He writes, "You guys has the best fucking gaming podcast, maybe the best podcast ever. You guys are awesome. My friend got a BJ while listening to you guys in the car. Now his girlfriend plays Killzone. Oh, now his girlfriend plays Killzone and kicks his ass. Then when they're done, he fucks her. Fucking sweet. Keep it going, wizard." So that's the email. The subject was wizard.
From the wizard? Oh.
All right.
It's from Thomas Barkus.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll just make that entire text string the title of this episode.
I dislike the fact that someone got a BJ while listening to this podcast.
Yeah. I thought it was from the wizard at that point. I would have been...
The wizard's friend got a BJ while listening to this podcast.
There's our episode title.
Yeah, there's a lot of different problems with that.
Yeah, that might have to go.
No, I meant with the concept, not with the actual.
Yeah, the content's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you could run that for all like oh no, adult content warning now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a terrible mail, but you know, I was specifically saying there's a lot of different things wrong with the idea of someone listening to you guys talk while getting a BJ in his car. So many different problems.
I hope that he had the podcast on tape cassette.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
maybe in a convertible.
Wow, we're getting maybe in a convertible.
I don't know.
Dear the Wizard, please write back and tell us the make and model of your friend's car.
Sound system details, please. Bohagen Nielsen writes, "Hi lads at Idle Thumbs.
Hello.
What is game? Regards, Arg." All right. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Some sort of ARG.
It's an ARG?
Yeah. What is game? ARG.
Fun is game.
Sweet. All right. We'll get that nailed down. Sean Lane writes, "What is game? How is game formed? How game get pregnant?"
Oh, man. All right. That's a good question.
Game gets pregnant when you duct tape two Game Cubes together. It makes a Wii. Right, Chris Eckert?
Oh, man. Call back to GDC 2006?
7, maybe.
7, maybe?
He's an answer for every one of these questions. People just keep throwing them out. Let's hear it.
Let's move on, maybe. David Taylor writes, "I'll try to keep this quick so this letter might get read. Good job. Question, have any of you guys played S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Shadow of Chernobyl? If so, what did you think? Given your collective affection for Far Cry 2, you might like it." And then
this noob's talking to us like we haven't played S.T.A.L.K.E.R. yet. Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah. Well,
come on, I played it.
I know, I did too. I mean,
I played it years before Far Cry 2 was released.
Same here.
I finished it.
You might like it though.
I might have liked it, and in fact did.
Did you play it, Nick?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I liked a lot of it. I didn't like some of it.
Nice, good
review.
Yeah,
sounds like about 7.5.
I don't know.
Solid, not spectacular.
It's like a Dutch thumb.
Yeah, it's like a Bill Clinton thumb.
Man, I used to really enjoy that thumb.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R. was a game that you had to fight against in some cases, like to play
I
it.
agree.
You know, it tried to,
even without the bugs. It was. I had one of the most horrible bugs. That like the worst bugs are the ones that
cause major like progression loss. Like, okay, that bug happened. Now play the last 3 hours over. Yeah. And that happened to me because I was quick saving in the same slot, and then there's also autosave, you know. And there was this part where I'm going through this whole fucking.
Oh god, I see where this is going.
Yeah. So I'm going through this gigantic fucking whatever. I guess it was one of the cooling towers or something, and you go through all this shit and you fight a bunch of guys and you get to the end, and there was one of those mutants that like makes you think that you're like being pulled forward and backwards or whatever, and he killed me once, and so I knew he was there and loaded my quick save from a few moments earlier, and the actual mission was to like get an object that some guy had dropped or whatever. I was like, all right, that fucking mutant's gonna be in there, I'll just throw a grenade around the corner. So I threw it and blew him up, and then the quest arrow thing was pointing me to the spot where he had been standing, and it was like, pick up that object. I was like, what fucking. Then I looked everywhere because I was like, my grenade must have made it fly into a corner or something like that, and I couldn't find it, and I was like, all right, well,
but it was scripted to actually just coordinates in the world.
And so I was like, I don't know, and I quick saved after I killed the guy because I had killed him. And then I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to go further, and so I went up and outside, and it auto-saved when I went outside. And then I finally realized after that point, my grenade blew the object through the world geometry and out into space, and my like last manual save before that was like 3 hours prior.
Oh man.
And I liked the game enough that I actually fucking did it over. It didn't make me stop, but that game really
wanted you to.
It tried to make me stop many times.
Stop on a bug myself.
Stop on a bug.
But I was reading a Rock Paper Shotgun article just recently that was about like how I think S.T.A.L.K.E.R or one of their guys had started up and played S.T.A.L.K.E.R again and had tried out a shit ton of mods for it, and his post was kind of like, here are what I found to be the best mods to just play S.T.A.L.K.E.R again like it's a new experience, but not have it really fuck anything up.
That's cool.
And it made me kind of want to pull out S.T.A.L.K.E.R again and put those sweet mods on it and see if it was more enjoyable than the last time I played it, which was actually pretty enjoyable.
Play Clear Sky?
No.
I didn't either.
Yeah, one's coming out too.
Yeah, all I wanted.
Pripyat.
Whoa! Huh. All I wanted out of Clear Sky was just more S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but nothing about it is fucked up, you know. And then I read reviews that was like, it's more S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but they tried to change a bunch of stuff, and other things are fucked up.
Yeah, I heard a lot of bad bug things.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, that's not what I'm looking for, you know.
Yeah.
So another sort of like weirdly half there experience. Like I enjoyed it the first time, but I just didn't want to put up with it again.
Yeah, that's fair enough. The second, actually, I guess weird. Well, on that note, speaking of Rock Paper Shotgun, he is responding to someone who I guess wrote in bemoaning the lack of good PC game coverage. He recommends Rock Paper Shotgun. It's a good site that covers a broad spectrum of PC games.
It is.
It's new games journalism.
I agree. Well, I agree that it's a good site. I will not confirm nor deny allegations of new games journalism.
Yeah.
Well, it ought to be.
Yours in wizardry, David. Thanks.
Live from Wizardry. Oh.
Wizardry 8. What's up, readers?
Someone's got to send something in.
Chris
good.
Berg writes, concerning Liquid, he says, after listening to some of my friends rave about Assassin's Creed 2, I found myself being concerned over whether or not I'd fallen into some kind of time warp. You see, it wasn't the new gameplay or graphics my friends are excited about. It was the fact that you could swim. Well, I didn't know that. Apparently you can swim in Assassin's Creed 2.
Takes place in Venice, right?
Yeah. He writes, maybe I didn't play enough of the original Assassin's Creed to understand the significance of this announcement, but I just don't understand why it's an announcement at all. After all these years of developers selling games based on sweet new water effects their game had, why is it so many games still overlook that mechanic? If you're not going to let players swim, how about don't put water in your game at all? Honestly, if the marketing department at Ubisoft had to spend even a little bit of time talking about a swim mechanic, there can't be much else in the game to sell. Anyway, I thought this was dumb and wanted to share with my favorite cast of potters. He includes some potential IGN pull quotes from this. You'll swim so hard, your ass will implode, IGN.com. This game certainly doesn't use those kid rubber wing things because it's too busy ripping your face off in water, IGN.com. I like this. Michael Phelps isn't the only one that smokes pot, IGN.com.
What?
I enjoy the weird, like...
So you...
But I'm going to finish these.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Swim until your hometown is raped in a garbage disposal. IGN.com.
What?
Oh, man, this one's really good for people who actually remember what this is. Squids would swim if they were animals. IGN.com.
That's good. I approve of that.
That one. It would appear you can swim in this game. I find that to be an improvement over the previous game. IGN.com. Well done. All right.
So yeah, the guy's main point.
It sounds water. You should swim in it.
Well, I mean, it sounds you would be equipped to answer this, Chris. Whereas I wouldn't.
As an international swimming superstar.
Because
as Michael Phelps,
it sounds like it may be a dumb point to make. Because were there even bodies of water you should have been able to swim in
there
Assassin's
were definitely
Creed 1?
waters of water you could die in Assassin's Creed. That's for goddamn sure.
Oh, really? You would fall in water and just die?
As I recall, that's what would happen.
Jesus, yeah. So it's GTA 3 to GTA Vice City going on here, I guess.
Yeah, in those games you'd fall in water and you'd drown in the end.
But then in Vice City you could swim.
I mean,
San Andreas you could swim.
Yeah. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but
in Vice City?
I have memories.
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, yeah, it's
You have memories of what?
I have memories of jumping on like little fucking pylons in the water and then falling off and dying.
Yeah,
that's what Creed. I'm just saying, someone correct me if I'm wrong on that.
No, I don't think any of us are equipped to answer that because we didn't play far enough into the game.
I played pretty far.
Did you?
Remember that game?
Oh, okay.
You just managed to not fall in the water.
No, I believe you, but
I can't remember.
But yeah, no, I think weird.
It is fair enough that when your games reach a high enough level of sort of graphical and world fidelity, you probably shouldn't make water instantly kill you.
Yeah, I think that's completely
if
true.
If your game is abstract, you can make that sort of, I mean, that's a fair enough point.
Then there are rules. Even within then, though, like for example, in Hatsworth, there's a really aggravating.
Well, I mean, Hatsworth is a super stylized game.
Yeah, I know, but listen to what I'm saying. So in Hatsworth, water kills you, right, for world after world. Then you get these, I don't remember what they are, pants or feet or something. I don't know. You get some item that allows you to swim, and then
like Zelda.
Yeah, and so at that point you go through and there's like underwater levels and stuff, like sort of Sonic-esque underwater levels, kind of. Except then, arbitrarily, sometimes water will kill you. Like later, like sometimes even after that point in the game, there are bodies of water where if you fall in them, you just die.
That sounds really cool.
So yeah, that's pretty awesome. I enjoyed how that worked.
I never really liked swimming in games.
Well, I prefer that to it being blue lava.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
I don't know.
You can't think of any game where you really like swimming?
Well, I'm trying to think. Not really.
Tomb Raider games?
I loaded up
Echo the Dolphin.
No.
Aquaria?
No.
Mario?
No.
Mario 1?
Yeah, like 2D? Come on, Nick. All right, whatever. You're dumb.
I like side-scrollers when they're in water.
You could shoot fireballs underwater in Mario 1.
Exception for me. It's that whole genre.
Like, I like the Hatsworth part where you're in water. I just don't like when all of a sudden it kills you again for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, so blue lava.
Yeah, blue lava is bad. Light. If you're not going to allow the player to go in water, you should probably just, like, put a blocking volume around it, or not have water that's deeper than knee depth.
Or replace it with lava. No one will bat an eye.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a VR simulation anyway, so...
Right, so maybe it was lava.
That's true.
It's dried up riverbed.
It's just like Jerusalem, except...
Actually, that was...
Yeah, it's spikes.
There's a minefield out there.
Right.
Swap.
A spike lava mine.
Acid.
Radioactive
green
goo.
acid.
Yeah.
Dude, we've solved it.
It's a minefield filled with mines that shoot acid spikes when you touch them.
Made of lava.
Right.
Acid spikes made of lava?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And water. Because water also kills you in games.
Good times. All right. Fellow John writes, Hi, Idle Thumbs.
Hey.
Hello.
I'm Chris Remo.
I'm Nick Brecken. Oops. Jinx.
So he says, I've been re-listening to the early episodes of Idle Thumbs.
Bad idea.
On his daily runs in order to get his ass into shape, and he's come to the conclusions that the Idle Thumbs Corporation should release a video game. He believes Idle Thumbs could cash in on the success of the Wii Fit board by making a video game that uses it.
Okay.
His vision is the box art. His vision starts with the box art. The box art consists of Gandalf from Lord of the Rings casting a spell and Idle Thumbs flying out of his staff. All right.
Wait, you mean like the people? Well, I can't. The people on Idle Thumbs, or just like
the what?
No, the word.
Oh, the word Idle Thumbs.
Yeah, I think that's just
not the people on.
That's
not
what
the.
Do you keep
I
saying?
said the people on Idle Thumbs, such as Chris Remo, Nick Brecken, and Jake Rodkin. It's a treant.
And then a Pesci-esque Hot Scoops in the corner.
Sure. Yeah, just sticking his head in
Hot
there.
Hot Scoops included.
Yeah.
GameStop exclusive.
He proposes the gameplay to be a SingStar ripoff, You will play as a new member of the staff.
What is this guy, European?
And needs to quote lines from each episode in perfect pitch and work your way up to the legendary wizard rank.
Oh my god, this sounds like
quotes, Yeah, I know. Famous quotes such as IGN.com and The Wizard.
Yeah.
I like that our famous quote is IGN.com. Can be recreated to the entertainment of the virtual crowd that works like the rock band crowd that cheers and joins in quotes. And then I can't show you this obviously, but there's a hilarious screenshot he includes of a guy wearing a hat, like singing to a SingStar thing, and then the little like karaoke words at the bottom are the wizard. It's pretty hilarious.
Nice.
I'll show these guys individually here.
Is there anything more?
No, I think that's pretty much the game.
Right. Well, the interesting thing is that maybe kind of cool is that he has a unique opportunity, since I'm on this podcast, to have his design idea critiqued by a game designer on BioShock 2. Yeah. It sucks.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
That was just a joke. But that was
like an icebox. What is this icebox? Is that corner here? But yeah, what it actually reminds me of, and I don't know if I can even bother explaining this.
I was just joking.
Of our horrible.
Yeah. This is not like an original idea. Actually,
we had actually. Yeah, you're actually ripping off the already proposed internal design for the Idle Thumbs video game, which involved. We were talking about hack. You know how you can hack a copy of Guitar Hero 2 on the PlayStation and put in your own tracks?
Yeah, I've seen that.
We were talking about just having the actual. Gems be a crazy fucking hard song.
Yeah.
We're going to use Rock Band was the idea, and each of the 4 tracks would just be us talking through a regular podcast. But you had to play along to like whatever the gems from a Bowie song, and you had no idea what was going on except that we would stop talking if you were screwing up. So like the drummer would be controlling Chris, right, and then someone just goes if you fuck up. So that was our gold idea, is just to make the most horrible things. You just hear the sort of clacking and pounding of Rock Band instruments in a room, and then like 4 dorks talking. Right.
The actual gem, the actual levels, so to speak, would actually be from a real song. So you'd still hear the drums sounding like that, like clack, 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 clack.
Yeah, and you hear the guitar going, and then it's over your TV, and you just want to go, oh, the wizard, and it would be a really horrible game.
Well, I like the idea that the kachinks are translated to baboos.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is a fucking weird episode of this podcast.
It's all thanks to our wonderful readers.
This is us getting all this stupid stuff out of the way.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, moving on.
I liked your joke in actuality.
Well, I mean, we're using the reader mail. We always forget to answer as a vehicle for us just barfing out all the stuff we usually don't talk about.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean now.
Twitter subscribers and RSS subscribers dropping like flies.
Yeah. Tony Gregerson writes
into the spikes.
This is a follow up to our Idle Thumbs. To
our puffins.
It's a follow up to our puffins. It's a follow up to the J. Allard rumor that we presented several weeks ago, a couple months ago, maybe at this point.
Last year.
Remind me if I may have already read this and just forgotten, but I don't think so.
What, is somebody going to call in?
Well, I mean, you guys here. Tony Gregerson writes, Dear Idle Thumbs, I recently had the pleasure of having dinner and drinks with a senior member of Microsoft Research. Over the course of conversation, someone made a joke regarding orgies, as is wont to happen in such situations.
You might have read this.
Oh, I did?
I don't remember. Let's just go with it.
Okay. Sorry if I did to anyone. Naturally, this caused me to recall a recent episode of the Idle Thumbs podcast in which you relayed a rumor that Jay Allard's sudden departure from prominence in the Xbox 360 division, I think I did read this, was the result of a sexual harassment suit stemming from an internal Microsoft sex club. I recounted this rumor of Allard's sexual adventures to my companion and asked him if he could deny knowledge of the events. Upon hearing this, a strange look passed over his face. He coughed theatrically and immediately changed the subject. Confirmed? ? Your faithful servant, Tony G.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice to me.
That was good. Yeah. I enjoyed that confirmation.
Confirmed with a question mark.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I don't know if we had anything else, but
maybe we should do some reader mail.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. I guess that's it for this week. So if you do have any questions and you want us to talk about them in the last 15 minutes of our regular episodes, just write to questions@idlethumbs.net. We accept what is game or longer questions.
Yeah, make them a little bit shorter than long. Make them like low to medium length. You can interpret what that means, but yeah.
It's a grande length.
Also, we've already received all the emails that say "What is game?" and you don't actually have to write it in anymore.
But feel free. We may not read them. Bye. Because I'm the motherfucking wizard.
The Wizard.
It's May 6th, 2008.
And this is Idle Thumbs 28. Shit.
Well, it's also not 2008. You fuck.
It reminds me of a Namco event.
It's May 6th, 1742.
And this is Idle Thumbs 27. And I'm Chris Remo.
I'm Nick Frickin.
I'm Jake.
And we are here joined today by Steve Hot Scoops Gaynor, who's our best friend.
Who? Me?
You, Steve.
Hi, I'm
Hey.
Steve. I'm Steve.
How's it going?
Good.
Video game.
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks, guys.
What a weird episode.
Yeah.
What a weird, fucked up episode.
Well, you're weird, so it made the episode weird.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that episode, but Jesus, what a crazy episode.
Yeah, I know.
Was it really crazy?
It was pretty weird.